main thing EFCC need to do is to refocus their vision, to focus on the public sector. That is where the whole money is missing. They borrow this loan, nothing is done. The money goes missing. Snake swallows money. Termites eats money. Crude oil theft every day, nothing happens. Security vote money, nobody accounts for it. All the budget, nobody accounts for it. National Assembly, they put constituency project in the budget. Have EFCC gone to investigate? How do they spend this constituency project money? What do they use it for? They do budget padding. Have they investigated? Why are they padding budget? All these are corruption. They give jobs to their family members, put them in CBN, in NCC, Nigerian Communication Commission, in TED Fund, Tertiary Education Trust Fund, and other big agencies in the central bank. They usually are letterhead, right? Please employ these 5 people. They are these village people, some side chicks. Then the child of the common man cannot go into these agencies because they don't have anybody to write with letterhead for them to be taken. It is corruption, using your office for your own benefit. It is corruption. How many of them has EFCC picked up that are doing this job racketeering? The other day we watched Federal Character Commission, how they are selling jobs. How many of them in Federal Character have they arrested that came to National Assembly for hearing? How many? Civil Service Commission, how many of them have they arrested? They leave their main job and they are focusing on irrelevant things that does not matter to anybody. That is the problem. So EFCC should refocus their mission. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Andy Media TV. We wake up and begin to hear, the news that the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, the EFCC, arrested a socialite called Emeka Okonkwo, popularly known as E-Money. He was picked up by the EFCC officials, and it was reported that they stormed his house, Mole in Lagos State, and then picked him up. And according to the video, made by the very dark man, he said that about 50 EFCC officers were in that raid. So they went in and picked him up and flew him to Abuja for questioning. And, I begin to wonder, what's really happening in our beloved country called Nigeria, because the kind of things that most of these government, agencies does, at times sounds so ridiculous, and it looks so disappointing, that after all the mirage of problems going on in Nigeria, the job EFCC has to do is to go and arrest Emeka Okonkwo, popularly known as E-Money, for money mutilation. And when you listen to the video Very Dark Man made, he said that his arrest is not for spraying, pounds, and it's because he marched on the Naira note while going to spray money. And I begin to wonder, what is really happening in the country. So in another quarters, they said that he violated the Foreign Exchange, Act. But be it as it may, E-Money, in an attempt, to possibly don't have anything to do with law enforcement, he sprayed pounds in Obi Cubana's birthday, which he turned 50 for 50 when he turned 50 years old, in Nigeria, there in Abuja. So all the money I saw him giving out, even when people greet him and he's giving them money, it's just giving them pounds, And I believe that he did all that just to avoid, this issue of, spraying money in public and stuff like that. But despite that, EFCC, went to pick him up. However, I will put it here that today's information that came out that E-Money has been released by the EFCC after questioning, but we still go back to the procedure. This issue of arresting people before commencing investigation, because EFCC was saying that they will charge him to court after conclusion of investigation. You don't arrest people while doing investigation. You invite people if you need to hear from them. You invite them to your office, interrogate them, and let them go. All right? When you're done with the investigation and you find the person culpable, that is when you now go for arrest. Now imagine somebody being in his house with his wife and kids, maybe preparing for work in the morning or something, and surprisingly, you'll be seeing more than 10, 20, 30 EFCC officials surrounding your house. For what? For money mutilation. That is so ridiculous. That is an act of intimidation of the citizens. That's what it just looks like. Because it doesn't make sense. Did they invite him for questioning and he didn't show up? I don't think so, because EFCC has not mentioned it, that they invited him, he refused to come. All right? Even as we are speaking, Aisha Ashimogu was picked up at the airport, also by the EFCC, after she arrived from the UK. That one, the lady has been on their radar, for quite some time, they are charging her for money laundering and stuff like that. But she was picked up at the airport. So, and I know she and her lawyers have been communicating with EFCC in terms of when she's going to appear to them to, have whatever conversation they need to have. So these are the things that have been going on within the country. But let's go into the details right now. EFCC was established to tackle issues of corruption, financial crime, and all the economic sabotage and the rest of that. But today, is it really what they are doing? That is the question we really need to ask and begin to delve into the activities of the EFCC. Now, in Nigeria, there are a lot of politicians who have hanging cases. Don't forget that it was President Olusegun Obasanjo who established the EFCC, when he was in power. And since then till now, there are a lot of former governors who has been under EFCC radar. Till date, virtually most of them were not convicted. Their case file is lying fallow till date. Then you move into the Jonathan's administration, where you have the Armed Purchase Fund, 2.1 billion, Dasuki Gate, and the rest of them. All the people involved, most of them are former governors, paying imams to pray billions of naira, sending people to Mecca to pray billions of naira, and so on and so forth. All those, group, we have not seen conviction of these people. Most of them are former governors. In fact, most of them are even in power today, serving as whatever position in government. All right. Then you move from there to Buhari's administration. Then you begin to uncover that Buhari printed over 23 trillion naira for ways and means, right? And today, who did they pick? The CBN governor only. That kind of money, is the only CBN governor that, siphoned that money? No, of course. Where are other people? None of them was found. EFCC did not arrest any of them. Only Emeka, the former CBN governor, was arrested. Where are the others? Those top officials in the villa who, work together with the CBN governor, where are they? Why is it only Emeka that was arrested and detained concerning all those money? Buhari himself, who was giving orders for those monies to be printed, who was using those money to do whatever they did, where is he? He's cooling down in his home village in Katsina or in Kaduna as we speak. So when you look at the double standard of EFCC, it's sickening and it's worrisome. Because you can't just come and arrest only MFL. There are people in NISA, this body, this government agency that are participated in this Anchor Borrowers program. They are the lending, government agency that works with Central Bank. All right, what happened there? Are you telling us that all the money spent in Anchor Borrowers program, everybody in NISA are clear? That's unbelievable. All right. So where are those people in the villa, the Buhari's aides, the Abba Kyari group and the rest of them? Where are they? That is only MFL that was arrested. So what the FCC does, basically, probably they just look for an scapegoat and then pick up the person, do their drama, do their photo ops, do their newspaper headline, just as if they are working. For me, they are doing nothing. Honestly, because trillions of nairas are budgeted in Nigerian budget annually, billions in the state levels. I'm not even talking about local government level. I don't know what goes on in local government level because I don't even think that we even have local government functioning. So at the end of the year, all this money goes down the drain. There's nothing to show for them. Don't forget that a few weeks back, Senator Aline Dume was on air talking about how this government borrowed over $9.something billion put together and nothing to show for that. So all the members of the National Assembly who are supposed to perform oversight function, starting from the Senate President, the Speaker, down the line, how many of them has EFCC arrested? None. Because they are supposed to perform oversight, to follow that money, to be sure those loans are invested in what they are supposed to be invested in. But they didn't do that. Why? Because they are partakers of this corruption. So how many government officials have EFCC arrested? Because basically they were established to focus on majorly government agencies, government officials, both civil servants, both politicians, and whoever. That is basically what they were even established to do in the first place, before you now talk about the private sector. But look at what is going on in the country. How many of government officials is in EFCC net? Most of them who stole all these monies, most of them are still in government. Most of them are still serving either as a minister or as a senator or as a, whatever. Even the current Senate president, he has EFCC case when he was in PDP. So what happened? He jumped ship from PDP to APC. That case file gone low. Nobody talks about his case anymore. And today, he has moved from minority leader to minister, from minister to Senate president. Since he was governor, he had case with EFCC for billions of naira misappropriation. He's Senate president today. Again, when you look at the whole government setup, every month, these governors collect security votes. which is money set aside to support security. But look at the country. High level of insecurity everywhere. People are kidnapped on daily basis. People are killed and butchered. People are even sold. So what is going on in the country? Can't EFCC investigate how these governors make use of these security votes? Because these are the monies they steal. These are the money they use to do all kinds of, unnecessary things. Carry side chicks, fly private jet from any personal events, and so on and so forth. Can't they investigate that money? How do these governors expend security vote money? Because we need to start recouping Nigerian resources from the hands of those who have stolen them to use them for development. But no, have you heard of any governor that has been investigated on how they use security vote? No, you can't hear it. What are they doing? They are just targeting socialites. They will just be picking people, send Bobrisky to prison for spraying Naira note, Cubana chief priest, money na water, now e-money. Who is next? So is it what we have established EFCC to come and do? To be picking people for spraying money? In America, Americans spray dollar. They march on the dollars. They are spraying it. They spray it, dance on it. They are happy. It doesn't devalue the value of dollar. So I don't really understand all these, all these things that, they are doing. People spray money anywhere they are. It does not affect the value of the currency. What affects value of the currency is your production. Your production. So if there's a law that people cannot spray Naira or mutilate Naira, however they put it, the E-money himself was spraying pounds to avoid issue with Naira, spraying and things like that. They still went after him. He's not the only one. Don't forget that the Okoya family, his son, when they were celebrating birthday, right, came out with bundles of Naira notes, mint. And the security, a police officer was the one holding the money for the little boy. And what happened? The police officer who is holding the money for him to be picking and spraying was arrested. But the boy who is collecting the money and spraying was not arrested. So what kind of double standard is EFCC doing? If you guys are serious and said there's no more money mutilation, no more spraying of money, you state it clearly what that mutilation means. Because when you say mutilation, people think that it's about spraying the money. So that somebody mistakenly marks on another note while working is now an arresting offense. I don't understand. Why was Okoya's son not arrested? Why? Why wasn't he jailed like Bobrisky, who was jailed? So there is double standard. The law focuses on some group of people and excludes some group of people. That is the problem. So if when Okoya's son did his own and he was arrested and sentenced to 6 months like Bobrisky, if you arrest E-money now for mutilation of Naira, I don't think people will be talking. I don't think so. But you leave some people, you arrest some people. There's no way law works like that. Law is for everybody. So when you're applying the law, it must be balanced both to the rich and to the poor, both for politicians and non-politicians. So what is going on? Why is our country behaving as if it's a lawless country? So have you come out to even define this money mutilation stuff to the people? Have you come to, explain that? Because many people think that, oh, okay, I'm not spraying any money. And they mistakenly match on money. You arrest the person, saying it's a money mutilation. Is this the main work of EFCC? That is the question I'm even asking. The main job of EFCC is to pick these politicians, pick these people that are in government who are looting the resources of the country. The other time, the former Accountant General of the Federation stole over 109 billion. The last time I checked, that he returned 30 billion out of a plea bargain. What about the rest of the money? What happened? What happened? They seized house about 700 and is it over 730 something, duplexes in Abuja. Till today, we don't know the owner. We don't know who are involved. Their names were not mentioned. What kind of agency is that? You should be leading in transparency. If you are arresting people, you tell us who are they, what they did, and people will know. And those who want to go into the same thing will be able to understand the implications. So they are shading criminals. Why are you not mentioning the name of those who own those houses, those duplexes in Abuja and Lokogoma that was seized, final forfeiture was given to EFCC? Why? So today, people are selling crude oil on daily basis. That is the job of EFCC. It's economic sabotage. That is what EFCC should be focusing on. A big kill, not that somebody sprayed his hard-earned money or somebody mistakenly matched on Naira note, you arrest the person. And people are looting crude every day, loading badges of crude, ships of crude oil, and siphoning it abroad, selling and keeping the money in Texas. So what are you talking about? So they should focus on their major work. Before it was Yahoo boys. Anybody with Mercedes, they arrest the person, parade him on camera, do play back game. They will come and tell you that they have convicted 1,000 something people. Who are those people? So is that why EFCC was established? Billions is siphoned every day in government. And what has EFCC done? How many people have they caught? Nothing. Nothing. All the loans they have been borrowing. Now look at the big one. The federal government borrowed about $2.1 billion to repair the 4 refineries, right? As we speak, what are the refineries? They have expended over $800 million. They came some months back, did photo ops. Oh, that the refinery is now working. They are loading there, deceive people. And I made a video there saying this cannot be true. It is not true. And today, that same refinery has been shut down. Nothing is working there after spending $800 and something million. Who has been arrested? Nobody. Who are involved in that repairs of the refinery? They missed deadline more than, is it 5 times or 7 times? I think 7 times. They keep shifting deadline. Till today, that one has shut down after spending $800 and something million. So what is EFCC do? These are the things you investigate, find out how the corruption went, who took what, why didn't the refinery be fixed, what went wrong, and that's how you do the work. So that when they give contract to next person, the next person will sit up knowing fully well that if he doesn't execute the contract, he will be arrested. That's how they do things. Not looking for people who spread money and things like that. You are defending dollar in Nigeria. The people who own dollar spraying dollar. Another person sprayed dollar. You say they violated this thing. Crude oil theft every day. Nothing happened. Security vote money. Nobody accounts for it. All the budget. Nobody accounts for it. National Assembly. They put constituency project in the budget. Have EFCC gone to investigate? How do they spend this constituency project money? What do they use it for? They do budget padding. Have they investigated? Why are they padding budget? All these are corruption. They give jobs to their family members, put them in CBN, in NCC, Nigerian Communication Commission, in Third Fund, Tertiary Education Trust Fund, and other big agencies in the central bank. They usually are letterhead, right? Please employ these 5 people. They are these village people, some side chicks, some, all that. Then the child of the common man cannot go into these agencies because they don't have anybody to write with letterhead for them to be taken. It is corruption, using your office for your own benefit. It is corruption. How many of them has EFCC picked up that are doing this job racketeering? The other day we watched Federal Character Commission, how they are selling jobs. How many of them in Federal Character have they arrested that came to National Assembly for hearing? How many? Civil Service Commission, how many of them have they arrested? They leave their main job and they are focusing on irrelevant things that does not matter to anybody. That is the problem. So EFCC should refocus their mission. Refocus your mission. So by now, I thought the library should have been nailed by now and put in prison. Since you guys have all the facts that he stole over 80-something billion and paid for school fees, and you have all the receipts. I don't know why you people are still delaying in court. So we want to be seeing big arrest of the those in power, in politicians, the civil servants, those people who are looting common, patrimony of the country. That's the kind of people we want to be seeing. So what is really going on? That people cannot, live their life freely in their own country. Come to America with a spray dollar for events. We spray dollar. It doesn't diminish the value of the currency. So it's a common standard. People do all these things to celebrate and be happy. So, like the very dark man said, until you prosecute Okoya's son, do not arrest any other concerning money mutilation and the spraying of Naira. Because the boy, I saw bundles of Naira mint that the boy was spraying. What happened? Nothing. Now, the former governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, has moved from PDP to APC. Nobody will hear about that corruption case anymore. He has a case, I think 1.3 trillion. They are claiming that they allege that he took those monies from the 13% oil derivation that the state receives, and that those monies were expended, to buy shares in one LNG company and then to, buy properties in Abuja and Delta, according to, information I read from Punch newspaper. So before you know it now, you won't hear about Okowa's issue again. So jumping from PDP to APC is for a reason. It's for a reason. That's the only way his case file will go low. We have seen it happen. So go revisit Senate President case file. Go and revisit his case file. He doesn't have immunity outside the National Assembly chambers. He doesn't have immunity. So start from there. Okowa is there. So, and the other former ex-governors who has cases with EFCC, what happened? Why are those cases lying low? Ojus Okalo, was the court, said that it should be retried. Have they started the process? No. For how many years now? It's there in the Senate. So what are we talking about? So the key job you guys are supposed to do, you are not doing it. You are arresting people for spraying money or match upon Naira notes. And billions are faded away every day. So I don't get it. You guys should wake up and refocus your mission and do the needful. So I don't know who is the next celebrity that you guys, will be picking up. Who? Or people cannot breathe in their own country? You want people to be living in fear? So I don't know what mission you guys want to achieve with all these things. By now, all those governors who are supposed to leave power soon, by now, you guys are supposed to have done investigations on them. How did they, roll in their position for the 4 years or 8 years they have been in power? So that as soon as the person leaves office, he doesn't have immunity again. You go after the person. You already have your investigation done. You charge him to court. That is the kind. People need to be accountable for their actions while holding public office. That's why EFCC was established. So it's like they have forgotten their major assignment as EFCC. That's why they are going after Yahoo boys, going after anybody that spray money. We don't have problem with arrest of Yahoo boys, but make sure they are the Yahoo boys. Not that somebody married and is doing honeymoon and lodge in a hotel. You people badge in that hotel and arrest the man and label him Yahoo boy. We don't want such. Some people came from abroad, they lodge in a hotel to continue their journey the next day, and mistakenly that same day, you people badge into the hotel and pick the person. Or people are hosting party in a hotel, in a club, and you badge in there, you arrest everybody in the club. That's not the kind of thing we need. You people should be learning from other guys outside the country. FBI cannot just badge into a place. They must have intel. And they must have carried out investigation to confirm that this is what it is before they come for your arrest. They can't just badge into some place and pick people at random. Otherwise, they will go in for it. Why is our case always different? Why is our case different? So EFCC should wake up and focus on their responsibility, their key responsibility. All this spraying money, I don't see how it would have been the responsibility of EFCC. There should have been a task force in Central Bank or wherever that will be handling this kind of assignment. You people have a lot of work to do, and you people are not doing it. And you are focusing on, trivial issues. So I don't understand. So for me, I think that the main thing EFCC need to do is to refocus their vision, to focus on the public sector. That is where the whole money is missing. They borrow this loan, nothing is done. The money goes missing. Snake swallows money. Termites eats money. Till today, nothing happened. The case of the jam, where snakes swallow money, till today, nothing happened. The institute, the Social Insurance Trust Fund, or whatever they call it, Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund, termites ate money. Till today, nobody had anything. So what are we talking? What are we talking? That somebody march on Naira note to arrest the person with news of security to his house. For what? Did he kill somebody? For what? Even those who steal billions, how many police officers do you send to go and arrest the person? So you guys, if you check all my criticism against the EFCC, their modus operandi has always been my challenge with them. The way they operate, the way they behave has been so crazy. So the fact remains the same. Do your job, EFCC. Look at the public sector. Put your searchlight there. I've given you clues on the places to look for. Check all these contracts awards, especially consultancy, procurement. Check them. That's why you see corruption. Check this constituency project implementation. That's why you see corruption. Look at security vote. How do governors, even the federal government, use their security vote? That's where you see corruption. All this incessant flying of private jet by governors using state funds. Please check it. In America, as a public servant, you cannot fly private jet. You can't. If you dare it, you are gone. It's only in Nigeria that governor will fly private jet to attend personal wedding with state funds. It's only in Nigeria. You can't try this in America. You are gone. You are goner. As a public official, you fly economy. Even to fly first class here is high risk. Not to talk of chartering a private jet. It's only in Nigeria these things happen. Go to China, any corruption, this thing, you're sentenced to death. But in Nigeria, no. They do play bargain. You steal 100 billion. They collect 20 billion from you. The rest will go with it. Share to the top people. They close the case. They say they are done play bargain. That's only in Nigeria it happens. So, very dark man has been, vehemently speaking against the operations of this EFCC. And he has details of what he's doing. Because the way they behave is not showing that this agency is an agency that understands their mission or vision and understand what they are supposed to do. By now, oil theft should have been stopped by now if they are serious. But no, they can't investigate oil theft. It's economic sabotage, which falls under EFCC. So what are they doing? Arresting people for marching on Naira note? Arresting people for spraying Naira? For spraying dollar? The people who own dollar spray dollar. They don't arrest people for spraying dollar. Now people will not get dollar. They arrest people who spray dollar. Make sense. Make sense. So I don't get it. It's really ridiculous. We have more pressing problems that need to be tackled. All the money they have been spending on security, why is security not changing? This is the kind of investigation EFCC should be doing. When procurement of military equipment, payment of welfare to police officers, military officers, and the rest of them, why is the money not reaching to these people? How much are they paying these people that are in the battlefield? Is it what was approved? These are the kind of investigation you should be doing. The money in the pension fund, what is happening to it? Are people getting what they're supposed to get? Those officers who were killed in the battlefront, did their family receive what they're supposed to receive? That's the kind of investigation you should be doing. So, I don't know, but for me, I think they are just messing with the celebrities and the socialites. That's the way I'm looking at it, and that they don't even understand their mandate. To me, that's just the conclusion of this whole thing. Because if you can leave pressing issues and you are focusing on trivial issues, then there's a problem. A man whose house is catching fire doesn't chase rat, because the fire will also consume the rat. So why are they focusing on trivial issues when we have pressing issues that need to be addressed in the country to tame corruption? Look at what they are talking about in the IMF and the World Bank report. Look at what they are saying, that Nigeria contributes 15% to poverty, world poverty, and the 19% contribution to sub-Saharan Africa. A whole Nigeria, the biggest economy in the world before, has become trash. Why is the poverty increasing? Because the monies in the budget are not going down to the people. They are not reaching the people. All the reforms is not reaching the people. So they spend money. They are doing conditional cash transfer. The money doesn't get to the main people. There are people that trap the money in between and cut it away. They are doing infrastructure. They inflate the infrastructural figures that the government spend double of what they would have spent, and the money doesn't go down, because by the time they settle National Assembly guys, they settle the minister, they settle whoever they need to settle, they will have little or nothing to execute the contract. These are the kind of investigation EFCC should be doing. This road was awarded for how many billion? Why is the road not completed before time? Then you find out what goes on. And you pick people who are blocking the progress. Am I the one to teach you guys your job? You are doing favor. When a known person commits crime, you people pretend as if you don't know, you don't exist. But when ordinary people do something, you people come out with your retinues of officers to arrest the person. Go to Lagos, arrest the Eleganza son, arrest the boy, prosecute him like Bobrisky and send him to prison. Then, if you are doing any other person, people will support you. So you can't be, choosing who you deal with and who you don't deal with. You choose people you attack and people you don't attack. That's ridiculous. It's double standard. I don't know what to think about this whole, arresting of, socialites for marching on Naira. I would like to hear from you in the comment section. So guys, if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel, and also press on your notification bell so that when my next video drops, you will be among those to be notified. I will see you in my next video. We'll continue to speak, and we hope that things will begin to change in no time. So guys, I'm going to see you in my next video as I'm signing out right now. Have a wonderful day. See you.